A case study. Probable number of patients will be tested for COVID-19 rapid testing per day. To speed up the massive testing in the country, the government provided one rapid testing kit per barangay. The first one to test is the person under investigation and person under monitoring that has a symptom of COVID-19 but not verified yet. Let's first start to simulate using data table on paper. As I heard and seen on the TV, the amount of time the rapid testing kit takes to complete a single test is 15 minutes. My service time parameter is 15 to 19 minutes. Not all testing will be completed in exact 15 minutes. Sometimes the service will get slow due to equipment error and human error. So I assign the longest service time is 19. The inter-arrival parameter is 15 to 24 minutes. The early arrival of the patient is 15 minutes after the last arrival, and 24 minutes is the late arrival of the patient. So the arrival time of patient 1 is of course 0. So the service time, so we selected the service time randomly with a parameter of 15 to 19, so we selected 15. So the time service begins, so nag-arrive mo siya og arrival time niya kay 0, so ang time service begins 0 sad. So time service ends kay ang service time niya kay 15 man, tapos muhammad sa siya sa 15. Tapos ang waiting time niya kay 0 since siya may una na patient, siya may di man siya kinahanglan maghiyat. So time spent by the patient is 15. Tapos ang idle time is 0. The second patients arrive at 15 minutes. So the system ends at 15 minutes. So there's no resting time for the system. So the idle time is 0. So there are some patients that arrive late. So example patient 9. So the patient 8 time service ends is 1:40. So while the patient 9 arrives at 146 minutes after the first arrival. So late siya ng 6 minutes. So the idle time for the system is 6 minutes. So 6 minutes na ang system na magamit na standby. So let's compute the average waiting time. So summation of waiting time divided by number of patients. So the summation of waiting time is 3 divide the number of patients is 10 equals 3 divide 10 0.3 minutes. That is the waiting time, the average waiting time of the patient. So let's compute the probability of patient has to wait. So number of patients who wait divided by number of patients. So there are 2 patients who wait, the patient 5 and the patient 10. So 2 divide 10 equals 0.2 minutes. So the probability the patient has to wait is 0.2 minutes. So let's compute the average service time. So summation of service time divide number of patient is, the summation of service time is 162 divide number of patient is 10 equals to 16.2. So let's compute the average time between arrivals. So the arrival time is, the summation of arrival time is 164, and the number of arrival is, we simulate 10, so 10 minus 1 equals 9. So 164 divide 9 equals to 18.22 minutes. That's the average of time between arrivals. That's the average waiting time of those who wait. So summation of waiting time in queue divided by number of patients who wait. So 3, the summation of waiting time is 3 divided by the number of people or patient who wait. So 3 divided 2 equals 1.5 minutes. So that is the average waiting time of those who wait. So let's compute the average time spent in system. So summation of time patient spends in system divided by number of patients. So the summation of time spent in system is 165 divided total number of patient 10. So that is 16.5 minutes. So let's simulate for about 30 times. So uh, here is the statistic or the graph of the simulation. So there are 16 simulation whose average waiting time of the patient is 0.1, ranging 0.1 to 0.4, and there are 7 simulation whose average waiting time is ranging 0.5 to 0.9, and there are 4 simulation whose average waiting time is 1 to 1.4, and 2 simulation whose ranging 1.5 to 1.9 of average waiting time, and there is one simulation whose average waiting time of the patient is 2.2 to 2.4. That means that the average waiting time of the patient is low. So let's simulate 60 minutes, which is equivalent to 1 hour. And let's simulate again for about 8 hours of simulation time. So 8 is the amount of working hours. So 60 times 8 equals 480. So the result is there are 28 person will be tested per day. So the amount vary on the delay of the system and the arrival of the patient. So the use of the system is simple. To determine the number of person get verified by COVID-19 rapid testing,